International aid groups lashed out at Israel yesterday over its bombardment and invasion of Gaza, now in its 14th day, saying that access to civilians in need is poor, relief workers are being hurt and killed, and Israel is illegally neglecting its obligations to Palestinians who are trapped there. The UN declared a suspension of its aid operations after one of its drivers was killed and 2 others were wounded by Israeli fire, despite driving UN-flagged vehicles and coordinating their movements with the Israeli military. The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon called for an investigation for the second time in a week after the more than 40 deaths near a UN school from Israeli tank fire happened on Tuesday. The International Committee of the Red Cross called the situation shocking. In a rare and sharply critical statement, it said, quote, "The Israeli military failed to meet its obligations under international humanitarian law to care for and evacuate the wounded," close quote. Major Avital Leibovich, chief military spokesperson for the foreign media, said, quote, "We do our utmost to avoid hitting civilians," close quote. Gaza authorities said that at least 750 have been killed by Israeli forces thus far in the past 14 days, with more than half of those civilians, including at least 350 women and children dead. The credibility of the Israeli government has taken a few hits since the actions began. Most recently, Israel admitted that its claim there was enemy fire coming from the UN school where it killed more than 40 people was untrue, and that, in fact, there was no enemy fire from, nor enemy combatants in, the school. All of the killed there were civilians. And earlier, it's claimed that a boat carrying relief workers, including former U.S. Representative and Green Party presidential candidate Cynthia McKinney, had tried to outmaneuver an armada of Israeli gunboats in a pleasure craft, was proven false. A group of reporters on board with recording and transmission equipment proved that, in fact, the relief workers' boat was rammed by the Israeli forces without provocation.